So this all started with a tweet, and now you're the lead of a Marvel movie. How has this journey been these last couple of years? Do you still wake up thinking like, holy shit, I'm Shang-Chi?
Yes. Although I do kind of wish I just tweeted for $10 million. I feel like that would have been a much better payout, and much quicker if it had come true. No, I mean, we all say it started with a tweet. A lot of people mention that tweet, and obviously, you know, I do think it's an amazing story looking back. But I mean, at the time, I really didn't have any expectation that I would ever actually book this role. So believe me when I say it was a huge moment when I got the call, and I remember crying and just feeling like, oh my God, nothing in my life is ever going to be the same. And it really is true. I've been on a crazy adventure these past few years. I got to, you know, shoot this movie in Sydney, Australia. I got to be on the cover of Men's Health magazine, you know, and when they profiled me, I got to walk the red carpet with my parents on Hollywood Boulevard as our, you know, poster was hanging over the theater, just massive, and I got to see the smiles on their faces. And now I'm at the point where we're finally ready to share this movie with the world, and it's just such an incredible feeling. I can't say how excited I am to do that.
Yeah, and of course the pandemic has had a huge impact in both the production and the release of the film. What has been the hardest part in that whole process?
I think it was in the 4 months that we shut down between March and July of 2020. I mean, we had all of us flown down to Australia. I worked, you know, endlessly, 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day for 5 days a week in order to get into the best shape of my life, in order to get my martial arts training to where it needed to be. And then, you know, all of a sudden it's like you go to work one day and they shut down. And so I'm sitting here, I've got like incredibly ripped muscles, but I've got nowhere to use them. And it's like very slowly, they were like, oh no, it might be a while. It might be a couple of weeks. Oh, it might be a couple of months. And slowly, I started to lose that muscle. And, you know, it was part of that. And the other part too is just the uncertainty of not knowing when we would return and maybe not even knowing if we would get to finish the movie. So it was just a huge relief to come back to work. Of course, I had to hit the gym right away to get back into shape, but it really was, you know, a great opportunity. And, you know, everybody was committed when we got back to kind of following every protocol, being safe, and making sure that this movie made it to the finish line. So I'm very, very happy that we were able to do that.
So what was it like working with legends such as Tony Leung and Michelle Yeoh?
Incredible. I mean, they're every bit as legendary in person as they are, you know, on the screen. But what I will say is, you know, both Tony and Michelle have this just wonderful ability to ground themselves and to ground the people around them. And, you know, Michelle, I think, is very aware of the way that she comes off in her movies, which is very tough, very cold, very intimidating. And so just from day one, she flashed me the biggest smile and you know, just gave me a big hug and said, we're gonna have so much fun together. And, you know, just proceeds to like dance off and she's singing in between takes and everything. It's just such a joy about her. And she lights up every single room that she's in and lights up the people around her even more. And Tony too is such a gentle and soft-spoken soul. He really is, you know, a man of few words, you know, and that's partially why his eyes are so deep and such a well of emotion, is that he doesn't often speak. And when he does, it's always so impactful. But he is so friendly and so generous and was very patient with me. I had lots of questions to ask him all the time. And he very, very patiently answered them all.
That's awesome. Okay, thank you so much for speaking with me and have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.